think one could say that this is the biggest game that you play at UCLA this week. I'm shaking it already. You don't see it that way?
I think every game we play is the biggest game we play. That's the way we've always approached it.
So
how do you keep your players, their human beings, from just getting a little more amped up?
It's the same exact thing. You gotta approach it the same way every week. And every game in this league is important to us. So if we didn't win last week, then this game wasn't important to us. So it doesn't matter.
But as you win, doesn't
That's not our approach. Our approach is every game we play is the most important game we play each week. So.
How does keeping your players on an even keel, what does that do for them?
I think it's what happens in a game. I mean, if you're going to be not on an even keel and just go on how the game goes, then you're going to go like that all the time. So you have to be able to stay consistent. And if you go by your theory of momentum, then we would have never come back in the Washington State game because we didn't have any momentum. So you got to be able to just play the next snap. And that's all we're looking to do. If we're looking to play the next game, we're looking to play the next snap. It's whatever's in front of us. So just go out and play. Don't put more into it, or don't put less into it. It's and we can't. We're not minimizing this game at all. This is the biggest game we play this week. And if we have an opportunity, last week was the biggest game we played last week, and that goes on and on and on. And that approach has always worked everywhere I've been, and we'll continue to always go that way about it. So,
how do you feel that that's served you in the past?
Served us really well. I'm 46-7 with it, so 34-3 in the league. Focus on whatever game that week you're playing is the most important game you play, and that's always been our approach, no matter where we've been, whether we're in the NFL or whether we're in college or whatever. You can't play 2 games a week, so you can't look down the road and you can't look back. So all you can do, and it goes back to boiling down to, let's just have a really good Monday. So we're gonna be able to compete on Saturday based upon our preparation during this week. And so if we're all worried about Saturday and don't take care of things on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then by the time Saturday rolls around, we're not going to be ready to play. So
you talk about preparation. Have you sensed that your guys have kind of grasped the importance of that?
Yeah, this group, not just last few weeks. This group has always practiced really well. So they understand how important it is, and this is a game. Unlike other games, baseball plays 162. Basketball's got an 82 game, whatever. In football, you get 1 shot a week for 12 weeks, and sometimes you got a break in that. So it's got to be your preparation. This is the one sport you probably practice more than you play, and so how you play is really how you train. And if you train very well, then you got a shot. And that's the challenge for all of us. We can't. Not everybody's on every single day, but you have to be. And the teams that are good, I would tell you, practice really well most of the time. So that's what we're striving to do, and that's what the standard that we hold ourselves to. So we're not concerned with anything else except for our standard on how we train. And if we can train it up to our standard, then we've got a shot. And every Saturday we get a chance to go play games. So.
Go ahead.
Utah has a very, very tough rush defense. What challenges does it present to you guys?
They have a good rush defense. They have a good pass defense. I mean, they're a really well-coached football team, and they've got some really, really talented players on that side of the ball. So, Kyle's always been known to be he's a defensive coach, and they've always had great defenses at Utah. And this is right up there with some of the best defenses that I've seen that Utah's produced. So, the challenge is it really comes down to, like everything, the individual battles, that go into how do we match up and how do we handle the one-on-one battles that will occur during the course of the game. And again, it goes back to our week of training. If we can have a good week of training, then it'll give us an opportunity on Saturday.
We talked about how your offense is performing at a high level. What can it do better at this point?
Everything. We need to control the ball more. We've turned it over too many times. We got to hold on to the ball. The fumbles are a little bit alarming. You got to make sure you cut down on those. When you're playing in a good game against a really good team, in which we are this week, I think the turnover battle is going to be huge. So you got to really cut down on that. I can't remember the last game we were clean and didn't have any. So we've got to really work on the turnover aspect of things, and then really just execute. I think when it's not going right, you usually got 10 guys doing it right and 1 guy not. But that ends up hurting you in terms of being successful in that play. So, everybody being on the same page, making sure we communicate, we're all working in the same direction, and execute.
You talked about your offensive line and its improvement, and also the 2 young guys.
Yeah, I think all of those guys over the course of the season, when they've gotten more at bats, they've learned from those experiences and they've grown from those experiences. So, we've been knock on wood, consistent with the groups we've had since really the Washington State game. When Duke moved into Gord, so when Duke and Sean next to each other, and then Christophany and Jake next to each other and Boss in the middle. You know, I think we've got some continuity there. We've had continuity at the tight end position. We've had continuity at the running back position. So, you know, I think as a group, they're just playing together as a group because the more reps they get together as a group, the better they gel. So,
Andrew Strauss handling kickoffs for them. How did he go from playing for you last year to being immediately eligible there? Did you just
I don't.
give him your
I
his
don't.
release
We
or
don't give
whatever?
anything. I think he's a grad transfer. I'm
Oh,
not sure
okay.
how that works. So, you know, he knew he wasn't. JJ was our kickoff guy and field goal extra point guy. So, Andrew was just looking for an opportunity to play some more.
What's the status on Elijah Wade?
I think he should be here today. So, we'll see what he can go through with the trainers, and we'll figure out what's going on with him. So,
And Quentin Lake,
Quentin Lake's here today.
let's see what's his status.
He'll be out in a uniform, have a helmet and shoulder pads on, just like everybody else.
Will he be part of the scout team or the?
I don't know. Depends on what he can do. You know, we'll see how it goes during the week.
So both are not ruled out for this season.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.